Hello everybody, my name is Nightfireox and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back for me as well. I've been gone for a little bit and I'm going to explain why, and on top of explaining why, I'm going to explain some things that are going to be changing as we go forward. So let's buckle in and talk. So, first things first, I moved. I bought my first home, which was pretty exciting, but also pretty nerve-wracking too. So, I moved from my home state of 26 years to a brand new state that I've never lived in before. We don't really have much family that lives in the state either, so it's like completely new to us. Excuse my cats if you can hear them in the background. So it's a completely new experience. On top of that, I ended up having an amazing opportunity. Oh, I also got a new dog, so you hear him in the background. A lot of things have changed. So, anyway, what happened was we moved states, and not only did we move states, with COVID and everything that happened, my photography business was on a decline. It happened to a lot of artists, and unfortunately I was one of them. I was maintaining clients, but it wasn't something that was becoming stable for me anymore either. So I was also kind of looking for a new job, and an amazing opportunity just so happened to come up when I moved. I met an amazing, famous local photographer. Okay, it's hard to say local photographer. He's known worldwide, but he's known like really well here. For my privacy and for the people I work with, I'm not going to say who this person is or anything like that. He's just a famous local photographer, and I'm leaving it at that. But it's been an amazing opportunity. I've been editing for him, so I'm not doing actual like photography anymore. I mean, I'm doing it sometimes on the side, but it's more for like myself now. It's not my actual job anymore. But I've learned a lot since going to work for this person, and I absolutely enjoy it. I love it. It's brought life back into what I do. And so that was part of the reason why I've been gone so long. Not only did I move states, but I started a new full-time job, and that didn't leave a whole lot of time open for hobbies. And on top of that, I am somebody who I have a bucket list, and you know, life is short and I want to get to do all those things, and I'm going to bring you guys along as I do those things. But for the most part, you know, like I've been doing paranormal investigations, and I've been having a lot of fun doing those, and I've just been doing my own thing, and I want to share those experiences with you guys as I grow. And so that kind of brings me in to my next few things. So the next thing is the channel is a year old now. I got a notification back a few weeks ago, and I wanted to make a video right then and there about it. But like I said, I have been so busy with the move and with starting a new job, and then also like doing my photography on the side as well. I haven't had a chance to actually do this, which is something that I do love. It's one of my favorite hobbies. On the side, I haven't been able to do it, but I really wanted to be like, oh my gosh, we're a year old. Isn't that amazing? I think that is so cool. And for you guys who have been there since the very beginning, and you leave those comments that are like, hey, we miss you, when are you coming back? I see those, and I may not be able to respond all the time right away, but I do see those, and I hear you, and I thank you for it. And it means so much to me that you guys have been supporting me throughout an entire year. We are a small channel, but I hope that one day we can be a bigger channel. And, you know, it would mean a lot to me to see that. So, excuse me. Another thing that happened was, excuse me. I ended up getting COVID right before we moved. And ever since then, I've been a long hauler. And that has not been very fun. The cough has not gone away. So I've been seeing and I have asthma on top of it, so I've been seeing an asthma specialist for it. And that was the other thing that made me feel like really iffy. Like, I didn't want to go on stream and then like cough every 5 seconds and people be like, why are you coughing? So I was worried because I do like the voice acting and stuff, and going forward I'm going to try to keep doing that, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it the whole time because doing the voice acting, it triggers that the coughing. And I don't know if the coughing will ever go away. I hope it will. It hasn't been quite 6 months since I had it, so I'm hoping. But anyway, so moving on to more fun things. Let's talk about webtoons. Let's talk about anime. So, other news, and kind of good news and sad news. Solo leveling. One of the biggest things ever to happen on this channel. It got an anime. It was announced, which is super exciting to me. And I was like, yes! I couldn't believe it. And then, I believe it was a few days, maybe a week or so after the announcement, if I'm remembering correctly, the sad news that the creator passed away. And I remember actually feeling really sad about that because I actually really loved solo leveling. It's still something I hold very near and dear to my heart. And I was looking forward to more of his work. And, you know, it's sad when people leave before you feel like they should leave. But I am looking forward to the anime, and I hope that his passing has nothing to do with more seasons in the future. We'll have to see, but at the very most, we can enjoy season 1. And I plan to actually do reviews of the season 1 anime here on the channel. Now, because of how YouTube is, I don't know how much I'll be able to show. I won't be able to show a whole lot. It'll just be like small, tiny little clips as I'm reviewing. But I hope you guys will enjoy that. I know there were a lot of people. I was getting like 100 subscribers a month at one point for solo leveling. Just because I was reviewing solo leveling, and people loved it. And then YouTube was like, no. You can't do solo leveling anymore. You have to take the stuff off of your channel or we're going to ban you. And so I had to remove solo leveling from the platform, and I saw that plus 100 subscribers a month dip to plus 3. And that actually really broke me over the year, and that was really hard to overcome for me because I was interacting with so many people, and I really enjoyed making that content, and I really enjoyed solo leveling, and then I wasn't allowed to do it anymore, and then people were leaving, and I was like, is it really worth it to even continue at this point? I mean, I have Tower of God, but there's people like Dr. Bonehead who do Tower of God, and he's far more popular. And I love Dr. Bonehead, and I love watching his streams too. So it's like comparing him to someone who's tiny like me. It's like I would see like the stats and try different things when it came to Tower of God. And thinking, well, maybe if I post instead of Sunday when everybody else is posting, maybe try posting on Monday. And maybe that'll get more views. And it worked for a while. And then I would see a drop. And then I would do, well, let's try Sundays and see what happened. Maybe if I'm the first one to get my videos out, then I'll see more views. And I began to realize that I became like really obsessed over the amount of views I was getting, especially after solo leveling, because I was getting literally thousands of clicks on solo leveling. And after solo leveling, I was like, well, Tower of God's the next biggest thing on my channel, so let's hope that I can keep that subscriber count up. And I just couldn't. And I realized that, I don't think on my channel at least, Tower of God is something that I love, and I'm going to continue doing it, obviously. Ignore my cats and my dog. I'm going to continue doing it, obviously, because I love Tower of God. It's one of my favorite webtoons. So even if it's just something that I wouldn't make YouTube videos if I couldn't review Tower of God. Unless, they just overall stop doing it. And then, of course. But, that's just kind of how it is. So that leads me into my next thing. Tower of God is getting a season 2 for the anime. And this one has a lot of mixed reactions because of how season 1 went. So, as you guys know, I've been reading the Tower of God webtoon for years. I've been rereading it on my channel. We were caught up for a while. Excuse me. We were caught up for a while, and then I went on my hiatus. We'll get caught back up. But, it's just, people were pretty mixed about it because it wasn't adapted how I think they would have liked, and it wasn't up to, I think, the main standards of normal anime. And I know there was a lot of comparison at the time between the Tower of God's animation versus the God of High School's animation, and I never really understood that because the Tower of God animation did way better, even with people who had never read the webtoon, than the God of High School animation did. And people were like, but the animation. And I kept sitting there like, well, obviously people don't care about how it was animated so much because this one's doing way better than this one. So I'm also going to be reacting to Tower of God Season 2. Same way that I kind of react to Solo Leveling. So that'll be pretty exciting as well. And I hope that you guys will be excited with me. I know it's really mixed. People are worried about how they're going to make videos. And I may make a few YouTube videos just about how people are feeling about that. But that'll be something for another time. So, going into the webtoon aspect of things. For anyone else who, wasn't watching my videos for either YouTube or YouTube, for either Solo Leveling or Tower of God, and you were here for things like Cubera or Omniscient Reader or things like that, I'm still going to be doing those. So, I love both Omniscient Reader and Cubera to death. Those Kibera does really well on the channel. This and Reader did really well on the channel too. And I love reading them. So it's a win-win for me. So I'm going to continue to read those. I know there was a lot of questions when I was away. When are you coming back was the biggest one that I would see. And are you going to continue reading Kibera? That was the other one. Yes, I'm going to continue reading Kibera. There was never a doubt in my mind. But that leads me into scheduling. As I mentioned, I have a full-time job. I'm working for somebody who, you know, I have to edit their photos and I have to be there to edit their photos full-time. So before I did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. That was the schedule. The videos were typically up at those times. I don't know if I'll necessarily be able to keep a consistent schedule precisely like that, like I would like to. Because, I mean, I have, outside of just work and other things, I have, you know, my other hobbies that I like to do. I have a family and stuff, so I'm going to be as consistent as possible, but I'm not going to guarantee that I'm always going to be streaming or uploading videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, like I was. It's going to be when I can, basically, and I'm not going to like set a set schedule like I had, and along with that, I'm not going to set a set, hey, we're reading Tower of God on Sundays. We're going to read Tower of God when I can read Tower of God. We're going to read Kibera when I can read Kibera. So that way people aren't getting their hopes up and expectations up for, hey, this is coming out today, and this is when we're doing it. And it's not like, kind of like this obligation that I was feeling to be like, oh my god, I have to do this today. I need to do this. People are expecting it. I don't want to feel that to something that is more or less just a hobby for me. Like, I don't make any money from this. It's just something fun that I like to do. And I don't want to get strung up like other people do on worrying about the views like I was, or worrying about the subscriber count or things like that. I just want to make content that's fun, and if people enjoy it, they enjoy it and they subscribe, and if they don't, then they don't, and that's kind of just what I want. So webtoons are still going to happen. Kibera and Amnesty Reader, definitely. So, and then we're going to be reading new ones too, that we haven't read before. The other thing too is I would like to branch out even further with webtoons, and like you guys recommend me webtoons to read. I would also like to do something kind of like a segment on the channel or something where I recommend and maybe read a few chapters of my favorite webtoons or webtoons that I'm reading back to you guys, or do reviews for you guys as well, so, for you guys to get into, because that's something I've always just thought about doing and thought that would be fun. So that's kind of like just more branching into the webtoon things. Now, on top of webtoons, the other thing I would like to do is branch out into just anime itself. I already spoke about, you know, doing the Solo Leveling anime and the Tower of God anime, but the thing is, like, those animes are obvious because, I mean, why wouldn't I? Because they are from they're from webtoons. So obviously Solo Leveling was big on the channel, so obviously I'd want to be a part of the anime with you guys and share and react to the anime because you guys like Solo Leveling, and it's fun to react to things that you guys like. And Tower of God, I mean, I love Tower of God. Plenty of you guys love Tower of God. So and you know, season 2, that's a big deal. We never thought that it would, there was always rumors, but we never thought there was actually going to be a season 2. So that's pretty big. And so, of course, I want to react to and review the anime as well. So, but outside of that, I just want to branch into other anime, just anime that I like in general, either for the season or, you know, what I'm watching right now, things like that, that I have, that I just want to do. I have been watching anime for a long time. I mean, I've probably been watching anime for as long as I've been reading webtoons. Maybe even longer. And, you know, at first I didn't want to do anything with anime, and I wanted to just do webtoons because I was afraid that, you know, there's such a huge thing on YouTube with anime, and those communities can get really toxic, and the webtoons communities always seemed really pleasant and kind, and I wanted to cultivate a community that was more like that. But then I realized that, you know, it's the YouTubers who cultivate the communities, not the other way around. And so I think that it's fine to branch out into anime and to show you guys just some of the stuff that I enjoy, and that's just what I want to do, is branch more into those things. And then that leads me into the final thing that I wanted to talk about, and that is, with all these changes, I want to see, I know I said that it's like not important to me to see, you know, the channel grow or to get views and stuff, and that stuff isn't. But what I do want to see is, I do want to see the channel grow. I mean, what I meant to say was to see the subscriber count go up, or to see viewership and stuff like that. But I do, in a sense, want to see the channel grow. I want there to be a community, because you know, like, how many people do you know in real life that you can talk to about Tower of God? How many people do you know in real life that you can talk to about solo leveling? You know what I mean? Maybe at the most 1 or 2 people. Me, when it comes to Tower of God especially, I have nobody in real life that I can talk to. So I just sit here like a ball, and I'm like, I really need to fucking talk to somebody. Come on. And so this is my outlet. This is where I go. And I think that may be the same for a lot of you guys too. And I want to grow this community, and I want there to be a place where everybody can go and they can share their thoughts and opinions about their favorite webtoons. And I want to react to those webtoons and just have fun overall. So that's just kind of my thought process for right now. And a quick hello. I'm not sure. It'll most likely be maybe Monday or Tuesday next week, or maybe even over the weekend that I start streaming again. I'm not sure entirely when. Just sometime this week the first video will come back out. So I hope you guys are excited, just as much as I'm excited to be back. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys. Bye-bye!
Be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.